In my opinion, chemistry is the central science and underpins all the other science disciplines. Now, I know there will be a few people that disagree with me on that, but that's okay. Chemistry is absolutely fundamental to all the other science disciplines. My name is Sonia Horvat and I am the Director of First Year Studies for the School of Chemistry at the University of Melbourne. Chemistry is the science discipline that answers the question of how and why things happen at the molecular level. So bringing that understanding right down to those tiny little fundamental building blocks that we know as atoms. Atoms basically make up everything that we can see, touch, taste and smell. So looking at how those atoms, plus the electrons within them, interact with other atoms, other electrons, and if we can understand these interactions, we can then use that knowledge to answer some of the global challenges we face today. One of the big misconceptions I find when students come into the University of Melbourne is that they have learnt all the chemistry they can possibly learn. They think that at the end of Year 12 there is no more chemistry to learn, but that's not true. They're going to learn that what they have learnt is really just the icing on the cake. We're going to teach them some new concepts, we're going to teach them some new chemistry, we're going to extend them on the chemistry that they've already learnt, and then we're going to teach them how to apply this knowledge to solve problems. There's something magical about chemistry, how you can take two solutions and mix them together, it changes colour, you can create a solid, you can come up with solutions and applications, and I just needed to know more about how all that worked. There are a whole heap of reasons why you should study chemistry and do first year chemistry. One of the first reasons being is that you love it and you want to continue on that chemistry journey. Second reason is that chemistry is involved in everything around us. So you need to have a fundamental knowledge of chemistry to be able to go into any of the other chemistry disciplines. Lastly, it allows you to be creative, it allows you to design. There are not many jobs out there where you can be creative and design applications and solutions that help solve some of those global challenges we face today. Expect to be challenged. Expect to be treated like a scientist, expect to learn independently, learn about an application and learn how to apply it to solve a problem. Within chemistry, we have the basic structure of lectures and tutorials, but we also have a fantastic practical program. A lot of our practicals, we try to relate it to the real world. For example, we have an experiment where we pretend a pharmaceutical company has approached us and they want us to extract a certain substance or a certain compound out of a particular substance. For example, caffeine out of coffee beans. So then we set the challenge to the students. We give them different extraction techniques and we say, go ahead, try the different techniques, work out which is the best technique in terms of which one will extract more compound and which one is more cost effective. So it's not only teaching them science applications, but it's also teaching them real world and business applications. There are so many opportunities. So not only does it allow you to go into research, and there are so many different areas of research that you can get into. It allows you to go into industry in the private sector, so working for companies like CSIRO, or you can go into different pharmaceutical companies and do analysis or drug development. But you can also take a completely different pathway and go into teaching. You could also go into law, you could become a patent attorney, and so many other options. You really do need to have a fundamental knowledge in order to do any of the other science disciplines. For example, if you wanted to major or study human or plant growth or metabolism, you need to know those chemical cycles. If you want to study the atmosphere, you need to know about gases. If you want to get into like medicinal or health medicine, you need to know about chemistry, designing new drugs, but you also need to know about pharmacology and physiology. If you want to get into renewable energy, if you want to make solar panels smaller, more efficient, not only do you need to understand the chemistry, but you also need to understand the physics of converting solar energy into electrical energy. In all of these examples, we can see the interdisciplinary nature and application of chemistry.